welcome to the All Shows Nigerian channel, where I review Nollywood movies, series, and reality TV shows. Today I'll be reviewing the first and second episodes of season 2 of the African Netflix reality show titled Young, Famous, and African. Honestly, I'm so happy that we're finally done with season 1 and we're now in the latest season that came out in May. A few weeks ago, I started reviewing this particular series, 2 episodes per video, and I truly believe that it's part of the reasons why we are here now, saving a lot of time. Comment down below if you like my new style of reviewing series, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to the channel. If you like what you hear and see, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Alright, so the way this review will work is I'll take my time to summarize both the episodes in this video for people who may not have had a chance to watch the series, and then I'll give my take and overall ratings of the episode at the very end of this video. So with that being said, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this review. So in the beginning of the first episode, Diamond hits Quentin up that he will be arriving in South Africa soon and wanted him to help plan a house party and invite everyone in their group. Quentin agrees to do this and extends the invite to everyone to see one another after so long. Andile is a bit skeptical of attending the party because of how things left off with him and Diamond the last season with Zari, but Quentin is able to talk him into coming. In the next scene, Kanye and Quentin meet up to catch up on what's been going on. Kanye makes it known to us, the viewers, that she had moved to Dubai to reside, but was back in South Africa for the time being. She asks about seeing photos of him and Kaylee being loved up on social media, and Quentin informs Kanye that although him and Kaylee have their occasional disagreements, him and Kaylee were actually doing really well compared to last season. In the next scene, Zari meets up with Swanky at a clothing boutique to look for outfits for Diamond's party. Zari makes it known to us, the viewers, that her and Diamond's co-parenting situation was still smooth sailing and that they were still really close friends. Swanky asks about Zari and Andile's friendship, and Zari makes it known that she hadn't seen Andile since the day he came to her house unannounced when Diamond was there in the last episode of the last season. She makes it known to us as well that Diamond and Andile had left things awkward and unresolved ever since that night. They both go on to discuss Swanky's party in Lagos that he held a few weeks ago, which Annie was not invited to nor in attendance of. Swanky then makes it known that him and Annie had had a falling out a few months ago before the party and were currently not on speaking terms. He also claims that Annie had betrayed him but doesn't go into details on the matter with Zari. In the next scene, Kanye and Annie meet up in Annie's apartment. Kanye asks about Annie's life after the wedding, and Annie informs her that things were blissful in her marriage ever since the vow renewal, although there were a lot of trolls on social media calling it a struggle marriage. Kanye doesn't understand why Annie is so worried about what the public thinks about her marriage and wonders if all is well or all is really well in the Idibia household. Well, duh, clearly all isn't well, because a few months ago we heard on social media and the blog pages that Two-Face had impregnated yet another lady. And I know a bit of it is going to play out in this series, so I can't wait to address my thoughts on it and everything I have to say about it when we get to those episodes. So anyways, they go on to talk about Swanky, and Annie feels like Swanky stopped being friends with her because he didn't want to be affiliated with her family scandals. I don't really believe that, because even in season 1, the entire world and cast already knew of Two-Face and his years of marital scandals. Yet Swanky was very much a ride-or-die friend, not just for her, but also for Two-Face and their kids. So I personally feel like that really isn't the reason for their fallout, and I didn't really believe that to be the reason in general. Like, I didn't really believe that could be why they fell out in the first place, because he was already a ride-or-die in season 1. But anyways, in the next scene, Nadia meets up with Andile to catch up and chill, and they talk about Diamond's upcoming party. Andile expresses his skepticism about being invited to the party and briefs Nadia on what happened at Zari's house in the last episode of season 1. Nadia laughs about the entire situation and reminds her friend that she had told him that this would be the outcome of his pursuit of Zari. She continues to tease him for a bit more before they go out and do other things for the rest of their day. In the next scene, Diamond meets up with Quentin, and Quentin informs Diamond that he had a female Ghanaian friend named Fantana, who was also an artist in the music industry, that he wanted Diamond to meet at the party. Diamond is open to the idea and allows Quentin to invite her to the party as well. Quentin also makes it known that Andile was invited as well, and Diamond isn't fully on board with it because if it was left to him, he wouldn't have invited Andile. Quentin then urges his friend to not deal with the whole situation regarding Andile and Zari at the party, but rather enjoy himself and have a great time. In the next scene, it's finally the night of the party and the guests soon begin to arrive. Zari and Annie are still not over the beef from last season and they try to avoid talking to each other during the party. Things are also awkward between Annie and Swanky, and they also stay far away from each other during the party as well. Andile and Quentin soon arrive at the event, and Diamond's whole demeanor changes upon seeing him. The group is obviously divided as we see Nadia, Annie, and Kanye in one wing of the mansion, and Diamond, Zari, Kaylee, Swanky, and Quentin on the other. They all soon come together in one room and try to catch up on what's been going on in each other's lives. Swanky soon gets up to make an announcement that he had invited a friend of his who is a well-known celebrity to join them that night. His friend soon walks in and we find out that it's Bonang Matheba, who is a popular Botswana TV personality, radio broadcaster, and businesswoman. Upon hearing that it was Bonang, Nadia excuses herself with Annie and Kanye, and we soon find out that it's because Nadia and Bonang have history. Apparently, they were old friends who had fallen out years back, and currently, Nadia was also dating Bonang's ex-boyfriend. Like, damn, why is there always so much unnecessary drama and beef in this group? And why do they always date amongst each other, like as if there aren't even other people in South Africa to date? I love a little drama and gist here and there, but even this one is just too much mess for me. Why are they calling themselves friends or in the same show as friends when none of them are actually real friends, or majority of them have beef with each other? Comment down below your thoughts, because honestly it's just too much for me. So anyways, the rest of the group welcomes Bonang with open arms, and soon after, Nadia and her posse rejoin the group. Annie feels extremely awkward with Swanky being around and not talking to her, and she soon ends up leaving the party early. After Annie says her goodbyes and leaves, Quentin introduces his guest, Fantana, who is a Ghanaian dancehall musician, like I said, to the rest of the group. Diamond clearly likes what he's seeing with regards to Fantana, and I mean big emphasis on like. Like this guy, you can't just take this guy anywhere without him drooling over a woman. Bro needs to learn bro needs to learn some manners and learn like some self-control what's it called, self-control habits, because I don't even understand. Like it's like anything that walks in a skirt or anything that moves in a skirt, in a shirt, in a distance, I don't know, anything that looks like a woman, Diamond is going to pursue. Like I can't with the guy. I can't. Anyways, Diamond welcomes Fantana into the group, and soon after, the awkwardness is restored. Andile soon heads out as well, and while he is leaving, Diamond makes a snarky comment about his suit. Andile thinks it's a childish gesture from Diamond and ignores the comment on his way out. The rest of the group continues discussing for the rest of the night, and Quentin asks the group why Annie left early, and Swanky feels like it's because she was uncomfortable with his presence. Zari urges Swanky to meet up with Annie one-on-one and hash out their issues because their vibes seem to be rubbing off on the rest of the group, and honestly I agree. Swanky says he's still dealing with the shock of Annie's betrayal and chooses not to tell them what the real issue is, out of the little respect that he still had for Annie. Eventually, he agrees to the idea of having a sit-down with Annie later on in the future, and that's how the first episode ends. Comment down below what you guys think so far about this season and this episode. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe in the process. So the second episode starts off with Kaylee, Kanye, and Annie meeting up to discuss Diamond's awkward party. They all feel the same way about the party and how there's a lot of underlying and unresolved tension within the group. Please, please, please tell me why Annie is wearing sunshades indoors in a fully lit room. I swear I just don't get this girl's style of dressing sometimes, because she'd be looking like a wannabe bad bitch. Excuse my French. I'm not a fashionista or anything, and if anything, I dress moderately. But at the same time, I feel like there's a dressing for each and every occasion, and this was just not it. Comment down below your thoughts on Annie's style and taste in clothing. Anyways, Kaylee asks Annie what the beef is between her and Swanky, but Annie brushes off the question and asks Kaylee to respect her decision to not talk about it. Kanye informs the girls that she plans to get everyone together with the aim of squashing all the beefs in the group once and for all. In the next scene, Nadia and Swanky meet up to catch up on what's been going on as well. Swanky makes it known to Nadia that he is obsessed with her for being rude to his friend Bonang, and Nadia tells him that she felt that he had brought Bonang to start some drama with her and Bonang. Swanky says that he assumed that they had sorted out all their differences until seeing how Nadia reacted to seeing Bonang. Nadia says that she had settled her differences with Bonang, but it just felt awkward because it was the first time that they were both meeting after a very long time in a room together after their resolve. They both go on to discuss Annie, and Swanky makes it clear that he isn't going to tell the rest of the gang what exactly the issue between him and Annie is, until he talks to Annie one-on-one first about it. Nadia respects her friend's wishes and doesn't push him on the subject any longer. In the next scene, Fantana meets up with Diamond at his music studio to discuss a potential music collaboration between the two of them. During the course of their conversation, the atmosphere changes into a more flirtatious one, and Diamond lays it on really thick on Fantana that he is interested in her sexually. Fantana seems to reciprocate the feelings, and the pair continue to flirt with each other for the rest of the session. Diamond is such an ashawo, like, geez, bro, you need to control yourself. I feel like he's always lusting over someone in the group. Last season it was Nadia, and now it's Fantana. Honestly, it's just so disgusting to see how he looks at ladies, because you can just tell that from his expression, his facial expression, that he's literally undressing them in his mind. Comment down below your thoughts on Diamond and how he moves with the ladies. Anyways, in the next scene, Nadia and Kanye meet up to discuss the amount of issues people are having with each other in their group. They both feel it's ridiculous, the amount of animosity in the group, and think of ways to resolve them. Kanye then takes the opportunity to invite Nadia to her get-together that she was planning, to help tackle their issues in their group. They go further to discuss the rumors circulating on the internet about Two-Face impregnating someone else. They are both shocked by the recent allegations and hope for the sake of Annie's marriage and family that the rumors aren't true. During their conversation, a friend of Kanye walks in and introduces himself. His name is Luis Munana, also known as the Golden Boy, and we learn that he's a Namibian fashion designer, stylist, and event planner. Kanye also invites Luis to her upcoming event and promises to give him a chance to make a toast during the event. Luis accepts the invite and looks forward to formally introducing himself to the rest of the group. On the other hand, Swanky also receives the news of Two-Face's latest scandal and reaches out to Annie via text message and voice note to try and talk things through. In the next scene, Diamond and Andile meet up to attempt to resolve their differences. Diamond expresses his disappointment in Andile's pursuit of the mother of his kids, and Andile makes it clear that he will stop pursuing Zari out of respect for his friendship with Diamond. At the end of their conversation, there is still some underlying resentment from Diamond towards Andile, but regardless, they're able to reach some sort of agreement on the matter. In the next scene, Fantana meets up with Swanky at his home. She informs him of a flirtatious session with Diamond at the studio, and Swanky wants her to tread lightly with Diamond, as he was well known to be a serial womanizer, and to watch out for Zari as well. Fantana informs her friend that he has nothing to worry about pertaining to her and Diamond, and also doesn't understand the weird dynamic of Zari and Diamond's co-parenting. She feels Diamond and Zari are too close for comfort as co-parents, and feels Zari wants to eat her cake and have it with Diamond by interfering with the people he dates or is interested in when she dates whomever she likes. In the next scene, Quentin, Diamond, and Andile meet up to exercise together and catch up on things. Diamond and Andile make it known to Quentin that they had a sit-down and have set their differences aside on the whole Zari thing. Quentin is excited by this news and is happy that his trio is back on track. Diamond soon brings up Fantana and how he is completely smitten by her looks and physique. The boys tease Diamond on his infatuation, and Andile urges Diamond to try and get to know Fantana on a more deeper level, and not just on a physical level. They go further to discuss the recent allegations about Two-Face and question whether it's true or not true. They end the conversation hoping that the Idibias are doing okay and that everything going on currently in the media. In the next scene, we learn that Annie had left for Nigeria during the time of the allegations to be with her family for a while and had just returned to South Africa. On her way to her hotel, she decides to call in and check in on her family, and during her call, she gets a voicemail from Swanky and also gets Swanky's message, to which she is irritated at. Annie also makes it clear to us, the viewers, that the recent allegations about her husband were false and that the stories circulating on the blogs had no truth to them. In the next scene, it's finally the day of Kanye's mystery-themed party, and all the cast members are in attendance except for Bonang, who was purposely excluded from the invites because of Kanye's loyalty to Nadia. Because of his promise to Diamond, Andile gives Zari a formal greeting and keeps boundaries with her, and she is obviously taken aback by this, but receives the underlying message loud and clear from him. Annie soon arrives the event and is greeted with questions by Kanye about how things were back at home and why Annie wasn't picking anyone's calls and texts since getting back to South Africa. Annie clearly isn't ready to get into details with anyone on her whereabouts that night and just apologizes for not communicating properly with Kanye for the past few weeks. Kanye accepts the apology, but also feels like Annie is putting up a facade for the night. The event goes on and soon Louis comes in and introduces himself to the group. Diamond is a bit taken aback to see Louis, as they have history regarding a lady that they had both dated in the past. Louis goes on in an attempt to make a toast, but is frequently interrupted by Kanye multiple times, who seems to be rambling non-stop about the drama in the group. Kanye eventually calls out her friends on the recent fakeness with one another and proceeds to use the F word on Swanky, Andile, Diamond, and Annie. Annie and Andile are clearly not okay with Kanye's choice of words, and soon enough an argument ensues. And that's how the episode ends. Alright, so here are my thoughts. Honestly, this episode was a bit flat for me. There's too much drama for us, the viewers, to keep up with, yet none of them were being honest with each other about what the various issues are or willing to iron it out. I also agree with Andile on putting Kanye in her place at the end, because sometimes I feel like Kanye feels this sense of responsibility to act as the matron of the group or something, and sometimes sees her cast as subordinates to her. So I'm definitely happy he called her out on the bullshit. Forgive my French. Annie is clearly in denial with her relationship. I'm sure we all knew this since season 1. At this point, if she believes that the rumors aren't true and is comfortable with the type of life and family that she's raising, then who am I or all of us to say anything about it? It's like drinking paracetamol on another man's headache, or in this case, delusion. And honestly, I'm so over it and so over her at this point. And I wish her the very best, honestly. More power to you, girl. More grease to your elbow. Anyways, overall, I'll be rating the 2 episodes that I reviewed today a total of 6 out of 10. The tempo of this season is meh, nothing extraordinary or nothing interesting or engaging, and I really hope that they pick up the pace in the next few episodes to come. Comment down below your thoughts on this first and second episode of season 2 and my recap as well. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and please, please, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and engaging in my videos. I really, really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.